been gone for a minute. Now we're back with the jump off.
You know what I'm saying?
I hope that's appropriate. I don't know what that means.
The re-jump. You know what I'm saying?
Either way, I hope it's appropriate. I'm so excited to see Sebastian.
Yeah, man.
And LaRon.
Let me. I don't have my thing.
He doesn't have his clap up, but
right
it's been a minute.
You know what I'm saying? Gotta be getting ready.
Week? What week is this?
Oh wow.
What week is this?
This is week 15.
Welcome back to week 27. We are here with the amazing,
This is not
world-renowned, award-winning,
well, Grammy nominated.
Grammy-nominated,
San Antonio better not hate it.
syndicated, often imitated,
He will not
be
eliminated.
intimidated. Ooh, boys! Sebastian, tell them who you are, where you from.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Sebastian Sanders. I'm from Houston, Texas, A-Leaf to be exact. I'm the CEO and the founder of the Sanders Hand, and I'm a youth motivational speaker.
I wish we could hit our lean back real quick, but you know what I'm saying?
My neck is super stiff, but
Oh, because she's been working out. But man, that's amazing stuff to hear. How old are you, man?
22.
So all those people that's 22 and above, I mean, what are you really doing? What are we
low-key,
really
I just
doing?
questioned my life.
Facts. I said, I mean, we was talking like, I'm over here thinking we on the same age length and stuff. He like, yeah, I'm 22 myself. Jesus
I was
Christ.
hoping for a 25. 'cause that
Hey
would've been
man,
me.
but that's big. First question I have to ask you: what brings that ambition to get? You know, you being 22, you just graduated. Congratulations!
Thank you.
Yesterday, if you don't mind telling what you graduated with.
My bachelor's in business management at UTSA.
Okay. He's a road runner.
Yeah.
But you know, but to all seriousness though, but like ambition wise, like you know what led you to be as motivated as a young age to already have something in your name, ownership, you know, tell us a little bit about, you know, what other maybe 22-year-olds need to know in terms of just like getting on it.
Getting on it. For me, like I feel like from day one, I always felt like I wanted to be a businessman. You know, I wanted to have certain things in life. I felt like I like to live a certain lifestyle, and I realized that if I want to live like that, I need to put myself in a position to live like that. So, you know, my favorite quote from Dave Ramsey, he always says, live like no one else now so that you can live like no one else later. So, you know, I try to go as hard as I can in anything that I do because, you know, I want to retire at a young age. I want to have my family. I want to have my kids. I want to put my people in positions to be successful and own businesses. And I won't get there by just being an average person. So, you know, I try to, you know, do anything that doesn't put me in that same category as everybody else. And I just go hard in anything that I do.
I don't mean to laugh, bro. Sound just like me.
Okay, that's enough.
Just like me, man.
Anyways, you're 22. When did you start? Like, when did you start, like, with your nonprofit and, like, all that stuff?
I believe I was 18 or 19. I can't remember. It was like 2 or 3 years ago. Might have been 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Do you had any influencers?
My father was my biggest influence. From day one, seeing him being a businessman, you know, I kind of always wanted to be like him. So I kind of took his business practices. I was always inspired by Nipsey, Kobe Bryant, Eric Thomas, you know, Warren Buffett, you know, people who have certain things in life that I want. You know, that was my inspiration. And, of course, my family as well.
That's what's up. Black fathers matter, man.
Yeah,
you know
for
what
sure.
I mean? Obviously, very
I'll make you a shirt
inspirational.
for Father's Day.
Hey, I need one.
I got you.
And actually, she's been coming out with some low key bomb shirts. I mean, just a slight plug. Definitely, I have to see now. It's been on me to where I have to go ahead and support my sister. You know what I'm saying? Her black-owned endeavors. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you so much.
But I mean, so thank you for telling us a little piece. We're gonna dive back into it. We gotta dive into Yasmin real quick.
Okay, no, we don't. We need to. No, we don't.
Okay. I just want to know where you been. Because, you know, we ain't been back in like people been missing us. People blowing up my phone. You know, I'm getting like 50 messages a day. Cal, where y'all at? Where y'all at? Where y'all at?
Okay.
People are so ready to see this. You know what I mean?
Literally nobody messages Calvin. Except me and LaRon. But
Hey, look. I just want to know, you know, what's been going on. I know, you know, I miss you. I know they miss you. Sebastian miss you. LaRon definitely miss you.
For sure.
well,
You know what I'm
LaRon checks on me. You don't.
Whoa.
So
Okay.
me and LaRon, we stay up. You know.
Okay. Okay. All right.
He doesn't, but I just needed.
All right. What?
Listen.
Nah, man, but yeah, what's going on? What's going
no, you know, we're chilling. I work for myself now, so I mean that just takes on a whole. When you be like, man, my boss always tripping. Like it's different when you're your boss, you know. But my boss always tripping. So we've been working through that. Having fun. My kid starts kindergarten. I registered my kid for school. Bittersweet. It's hard picking a school because we're in America.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
for real.
There's that. So it was either like public school and like our teachers were not colored. And then it was like she got into IDEA and it's like all her teachers are black and brown, but I'm like, these kids
Yeah.
are
I don't. And every time I see somebody that's like a teacher from IDEA, it's almost like a good atmosphere.
It is. It was like
yeah.
such a good vibe, but some of those kids definitely.
So they just do it for the camera, basically.
No. They're good. Like the teachers were dope, but it was just like she got accepted to the one on Walzham. You know what I mean? They were like
Awesome. Yeah, I don't know about.
kids were like bucking up on the playground. I was like, I'm gonna fight one of these kids for the school year.
Yeah, so
so
that was probably you though.
okay, but not in kindergarten.
I don't know.
Wait till second grade. Wait till she get her feet wet. Like, don't be bucking up on my kid. in
And then
kindergarten.
your daughter's so she's so beautiful and nice and sweet.
Yeah.
I would.
You
Oh my
better
gosh.
start roughing her up.
I'm trying to. I'm like,
You start just pushing
don't let
her.
her push you. And she'd be like, please don't push me. And I'm like, okay, don't use your manners right now. And she's like, don't you push me, please.
Come on,
Excuse
mama.
me. And I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, oh man. I mean, I think she'll be fine. She'll handle herself.
We're working on it. We're
Because
trying to rough her up.
there's
This
some
summer.
type of Yasmin blood in her where
Right.
something's going to just kick off.
It don't buck up unless it's me.
Yeah, one day
She'd be like, Mom, and I'd be like, so you know what? But you're not gonna destroy your
keep
neck.
that same energy. Keep the same energy when these little kids be trying to bump you in the hallway.
Somebody bumping into her, she'd be like, oh, excuse me. And I'm like, that's not what we do.
It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault.
So we're working on it. We're working through kindergarten right now. But it's good. Having fun. Running
That's
business.
what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
What about you?
You know, I wanted you to ask, but I mean, these last couple weeks have been really busy. Boy finally moved into his house. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think it was just a real level up for me, man. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, that it's just like it's a difference from. And no offense to anybody that does stay in an apartment or live with their people and stuff like that, but when you reach that plateau of a house and it's yours and you get to open that key, nobody under you, nobody above you, you just kind of live.
Create
Yeah,
your space,
it's
your
like
atmosphere.
I'm creating my whole environment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I go into a room, I can feel the vibe that I created in that
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
And, I think it's been bringing me a lot of peace. Life has been good, Got
Is your
some
girlfriend
personal.
helping you decorate?
Huh?
Is your girlfriend helping you decorate?
Come again?
Oh, okay. I'm just asking.
Oh, yeah. But other than that, business it's been a vibe. Work's been well, business been going well. About to do some other stuff. I just actually committed an investment to another idea that I have. That's going to be coming out later this year.
Your baby's one? Like, can we get some love?
Baby's one. I'm so sorry. My baby did just turn
Jesus,
one.
I got
August
you, boo.
25th. I created her own little Alea's very
So
own first
cute.
birthday thing. Like
Dope,
that was a
dope.
vibe. Still having family touch ups, but it's gonna be settled real soon. It's but other than that,
Come on,
life
Black
has been-
Fathers matter.
Oh, it's
Shout out to
Yeah,
Black
for sure.
Fathers. Shout out to Black Fathers.
hey man, I'm on the call. Like, hey, look, bruh, this is what's going on. All right.
Get out.
Calvin, you'll hear back from me in about 2-3 days. So yeah, let's been starting to watch Power again lately.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's about to come right back out, so I got to get it fresh on my brain. Get that same aggravation as I had when I was watching it.
Yeah.
Do you watch Power?
Yeah, I love Power. Yeah.
Do you watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't watch Game of Thrones. I'm not
I'm
a
currently
GOTer.
addicted to Game of
Are
Thrones.
y'all for real?
Like I wasn't, but I'm binge watching.
Is
right
this
now.
like it's like medieval, right? Like what is?
It's like The Wire, but with flying dragons and
Yes.
other things like that. So if you like Power, you'll like Game of Thrones.
Do you watch Billions?
Billions. I haven't watched Billions.
You would love Billions.
I've heard billions.
You would love Billions. You would love Billions.
It's on Netflix?
No, it's on Showtime.
Showtime?
It's on
Okay.
Showtime.
Y'all got Lifetime Fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all can
You
afford
can pay that
Showtime. You got Lifetime Fitness.
You can pay
Can
that
we note that?
subscription.
Because he was talking about the lifestyle he want to live, y'all. He been paying for Lifetime Fitness for a real long time and ain't been going.
Yeah, and
That's how you know.
Lifetime ain't no.
I know I made it when I can pay for Lifetime Fitness and not work out.
Lifetime ain't no.
I'm not there yet.
Lifetime isn't no game of workout.
Get out of here. Oh my. Calvin ain't been in a while either, because if y'all look at our post, he ain't checked in. But
Yeah,
he
but
got it
trust
too,
me,
because he
I
paying
have
for
been-
Lifetime and he ain't going.
See,
Let's
but
be
I
honest.
do the supplemental thing. Like, so I take my vitamins in the morning. I have my regimen.
And they still take that $100 out.
Yeah, but I have a trainer that actually follows up with me. Shout out to Daniel Segura. You know what I'm saying? Plug.
I don't hear none of that.
That boy be waking me up. What up, Calvin?
I don't care about none of that. Planet Fitness, take that $21.57. I'd be like, let me
Nah,
go.
man.
Let me get up and go to the gym. They took this $21.
I can't do it, man. So as we was talking prior to the show a couple of days, like one thing that we was talking about, I asked him, what was his plans after he graduated, and what are the things that you were involved in, or what you tried to, or what are you going to be doing after you graduate? So if you don't mind, kind of, because I want to definitely dive into that conversation that we had for sure.
So I have a job offer with PepsiCo in Oklahoma City. So I'll be heading up there July 15th.
Okay.
And I'll be starting up there. So I'm going to go out there, get my feet wet, get some experience in my field, but still continue what we're doing, expanding operations and targeting a new audience, continue to inspire and change the world.
Okay, and see, that led me to my question to him, because it's not him that I'm frustrated with, right? But San Antonio these are the reasons why I feel like we lack in a lot of areas, because like I told him, I was like, we can't retain nobody.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? You got people that started their business out here, started their 501 out here, and then instantly, right after they walk off that stage, bro, they're gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I was asking him, I want to actually ask him so you can answer. But what do you think in terms of leave? Like when you leave, right? Why not stay? Or what would have made you stay in terms of like right after you graduated, you like, man, you know what? I want to just stick it out here, stay out here, do what I got to do out here. What would make you?
Tell people what you do first. Your 501c3.
Yeah.
Tell people what you do.
Yeah,
Tell people
you're
what
right.
you
I'm
do.
right.
Tell
We're
them.
skipping the let.
Oh.
My bad.
Cool. So the Sanders Hand is a 501c3 nonprofit. Sanders is my last name. Hand is sort of an imagery, play on words of us lending a helping hand to the community. So I created that with the intentions of creating something that will outlive me and that I can be able to change the lives of many people across the world. So from the idea, it was supposed to be a single donation drive. But I realized anybody can do that. It takes a different man to really do something that can really impact our students and our families. So, I created something that developed into two programs, education and community. They are both dedicated towards empowerment, innovation, and diversity. So within that education, we teach our students professional and leadership skills, such as mock interviews, resumes, financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and professional etiquette. And we cultivate that through the community, through strategic partnerships, volunteering, and donating. So since then, we service roughly over 2,000 youth locally here in Texas. Awarded 3 scholarships every year for middle school and high school students.
Yes.
Yeah, and we have worked with numerous amount of organizations, companies, to continue what we do and actually multiply our efforts.
Man, that's Yasmin. She's like
years.
probably your biggest cheerleader right there, because
In
that's
3
type of
years.
vibe she
Yeah.
is.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Because like I said again, and that there, just that, and you said you started when?
2017.
So that's 2 years ago, and now as soon as all of that, like that 2 years, he might go somewhere else, and kind of like what negotiation or offers feel like. He can leave, go somewhere, and then something may spark his interest to where now they can show him something better than what San Antonio showed him. You know what I mean?
They already did.
And you see
He's
what I'm
on the
saying?
way
So those are
on
the
the way
things
out.
that I have a problem with, because it's like, bro, we need like a duplicate of you here, and that's kind of where we kind of are familiar with Nipsey Hussle, because Nipsey Hussle has reproduced himself in such a way where everybody's now in this big Nipsey Hussle, this vibe where everybody want to start doing certain things the right way. And so my question is, other than retention, have you duplicated yourself here in terms of, do you have somebody here that can handle things or be as passionate as you are while you're gone in your endeavors, but in San Antonio still getting the work in? Have you duplicated yourself?
Yeah, I feel like I built a team that was pretty solid. So I grew up with like 2 of my closest friends, and I brought them to the board of directors. One would be in Austin, and then one would be here.
Okay.
So they would be controlling operations while I'm out there. And I feel that working with the kids, I feel that we have really gotten into them. One thing I noticed when you're working with the kids, you have to be real. A lot of people go in there with those organizations and they like to brag about what they do and all that, but you're not really impacting the kids.
Yeah.
And with us, I feel like we have developed a relationship where our kids really, soak what we say, and they really take that and they use that into their lives now. I keep up with a lot of the students that I work with because I just like to, check up on them and see how they're doing. And a lot of them say, thank you for doing this, because I didn't know anything about an interview. I didn't know anything about a resume. And, from there, these kids are graduating, they're going off to college, and, they're taking what I've taught them, and now they can go out and change the world. A lot of the kids I run into, they say, oh, I want to do a nonprofit now. So I feel like me putting my my stamp on things, I really created a legacy here, and especially at the UTSA. I feel like once I started my thing, you started to see a lot of people wanted to give back into their community in different ways. So, with the hopes of continue what we're doing, we really want to come back. Well, I really want to place an emphasis on being here because I feel San Antonio is severely economic segregated. I'm on the UTSA side, so that's the Dominion and the Northwest. So you got money out there. When I come out here and work with these kids, you can see the drop off. And the thing is, the people over there, they don't understand nothing over here. And it's like you really need to take what your life over there and really kind of pour it into over here so you can change things. And I feel like San Antonio is like a big city, but it's really separated.
Absolutely.
So when I come out here, this is where I see predominantly of the African Americans. But over there, there's really 10% of us, and we all go to UTSA. So my thing is, I want to be able to go somewhere and figure out how can I bring that to San Antonio where we can kind of make this a melting pot and make it more diverse than what it already is.
That's huge. I think that's a huge part of your narrative, though, because you mentioned you were from A-Leaf.
Yeah.
And if I
We
know
have
from
a homie named Fly here. He's Fly.
God, Calvin's jokes have gotten worse because we have not been here. He didn't have anybody to talk to.
That's one thing I will blame my dad for sure. That's one thing I will blame my dad for sure. My man used to
It's
call me
his
with
fault.
jokes.
He stopped.
I'm sorry.
And they're
I'm sorry,
declining
interrupt.
rapidly.
I just wanted to introduce
He's
y'all
a
to-
dad now, though, so he is making dad jokes, and so we got to give you a little
Just
bit of
wanted to
that.
definitely want to introduce y'all to my man Fly. He is in attendance today. Go ahead.
You're from A-Leaf.
Yeah.
And I mean, from what I know about A-Leaf, like, you don't see a lot of like this. You don't see people starting or like nonprofits or going to school or you see a lot of the kind of the darker side of being in the hood. And how did you navigate that? And I think you coming out of A-Leaf and being the one who bridges the gap is huge too. Like Nipsey Hussle, like he knows where he was from, but he was able to bring technology and innovation into these spaces. And I think we need more Nipseys. Like, so you have Nipseys in your neighborhood, and so can you just talk about just navigating that space?
Coming from A-Leaf was different, because you in class with gangbangers, you in class with strippers, you got all kind of things going on.
It was in like high school.
Oh yeah, in high school and middle school.
Oh yeah,
They were stripping in middle school.
Yeah.
What?
It was rough. I like if you grew up at A-Leaf, it was rough.
Yeah.
So seeing all of that from like a age, and for me, I kind of stay on the outskirts. So I really wasn't in the heart of A-Leaf, but everything I did was in A-Leaf. So I always had my father and my mother, and they always kind of carried me on the right path. But I was in class with people who didn't have a mother, who didn't have a father. They were going home and taking care of their little brother. So I was seeing that struggle from from a close point of view. So that really inspired me. I feel like our schools have failed us, and especially in A-Leaf. I don't know how the climate is now, but I know when I was there, it wasn't helping you really get anywhere. And if it wasn't for my parents, I probably wouldn't be the person I am today. So me just navigating through that, keeping the positive mindset, surrounding myself with people who I felt that can inspire me is what kept me going and which got me out of there. But now I feel like it's my duty to go back and change that because it was dudes who was dying from gangbanging. I mean, we had people dying in 9th grade, from getting shot and getting fights and things like that. And it's like, when does it end? And then now when I'm out on social media, I see the same people, the young women are pregnant and the guys are hustling, and it's like, they have so much to live, but it's like they're forced to do things at an early age, which is stopping them from being great. And it's like, who is going to come in and be that change and be that voice? So I feel like it's my duty, to do that. And when I get back to A-Leaf, I have a lot of ideas, and I just want to, just do a lot for the community because it's bad. It's pretty bad.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, and it's very inspirational. Again, because it's almost bringing like I said, breath of fresh air to me. Because I was so inspired when I was coming out of college. Where
He swears.
I'm telling you, the reason why I'm back in San Antonio is because I wanted to influence where I'm from.
Yeah.
And I feel like my impact can be made where I am in San Antonio. I was in Dallas, and anybody that knows me and that I talk about Dallas, bro, I love Dallas, bro.
Yeah.
Like Dallas is where it's at for me.
Yeah.
But my mentor asked me, like, are you gonna make it shake out here and stuff like that? And I was. I created 2 businesses while I was out there working and stuff like that. But I just said, if I'm gonna do anything impactful, I need to go back where I'm from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not. And I made a post the other day, like even when I was outside my house, like, I'm not gonna get my money and go to another side of town. Like, I'm gonna live on the east side where I'm from, where I've grew up, where I could go to the nearest restaurant. They know exactly my face from when I was here and stuff like that. So it's very inspirational. I think you're on the right path. Going back to the retention though, what would have made you stay in San Antonio effectively? Like, not saying that you were just so small-minded, but if you would have graduated, walked that stage, you say, you know what, I'm staying here. What would have made you stay here?
I think culture for one. The culture here is a little weird. You know, coming from Houston is like it's everything. Here is just it's predominantly the Hispanic culture. So it's not enough us here. It's not enough leadership here, in my point of view, from a standpoint. And so I feel like I wanted to go somewhere where I can get that and then bring that back here and see how I can put that into the city.
Yeah.
And then another thing with San Antonio is it's just HEB, Valero, and it's another company that I felt that was the biggest companies here. But I had a hard problem trying to get in, especially with HEB. For some reason, they like to hire within before they go outside. So you know that was already a no. Valero was a little tough, so I really didn't find a company that suited me here. And I feel like there's not enough jobs here for people like us. I feel like a lot of the companies, they stay away from San Antonio, which is weird because we're the 7th biggest city. So I don't understand why we don't have more of that here. And then I feel like I just needed to go somewhere to get that experience and then, you know, hopefully come back. But, you know, I feel like San Antonio has a long way to go culturally wise, you know, in making us all inclusive. And then once we get there, I feel like then you will have more of us staying and you know, not going nowhere.
It's a great point. And the retention thing was big for me only because I see it so much, like I see it differently, right?
Yeah.
So me and LeBron talked about this before where we're in an opportunity, we have an opportunity to create, right? San Antonio is literally a canvas right now.
Yeah.
Just like for what you said, where it's like, I'm going to go out, grab my experience, and then bring it back here, right?
Yeah.
Create what the vibe that we're on right now is like, we can create the whole experience.
Yeah.
So then, if we're here, and then, like you said, we have a long way to go, in that long way to go, where I'm thinking it's like 5-7 years away.
For sure, yeah.
In 5 to 7 years, you're going to have to come see me. You're going to have to go see Lauren. You're going to have to come see Yasmin because we've created our canvas, and it's already established to the point where when you come to San Antonio, you want to be inclusive, you got to come talk to us. It's almost like a check-in, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, man, who's doing the production around San Antonio, man? All the videos I'm seeing about San Antonio is nice, man. Who's doing Original Productions?
Yeah.
Well, man, I see these clothing brands, man. San Antonio is a dope brand, and I see they being influenced in the hood. There's a company that I could go to, get followed, like whatever. Who is that? Oh, that's Calvin. Oh, man, there's this black woman that's just so powerful and impactful. She got her own brand. She's doing her own thing in the hood. Very influential. Who is that? I need to speak to her. That's Yasmin. It's like people are creating their own canvases, and I hate to see you go because it's like you're 22, you just graduated, you already got so much stuff that you already done in this such little time, where it's like you give yourself 5 years, bro. You're looking at being the mayor. You're looking at being an impact in San Antonio, where it's like, bro, this is what you could have been doing. Now, I'm not saying you can't make it anywhere else.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I hate to see you go because I feel like the way the momentum that you have right now is in a way where people are knowing you in San Antonio. You're established thus far. You've already created what you've created, and I don't want to, you know, deter you from your endeavors. But I definitely want you to strongly consider, you know, knowing that even if it's Houston, because I know you skipping Houston too. To actually consider, man, you know what? Texas is where I can actually build. You know what I'm saying? Come back. Even if it's sooner than later, I want you to really consider that, bro, because I gave myself 2 years outside of San Antonio. And in them 2 years, I had an amazing amount of growth as a man. And then, bro, it didn't take me that long to start saying, my passion is where I'm from. My passion is in San Antonio. And I moved back. So I just definitely want to put that on your heart, bro, because when we were talking, that's kind of what really engaged me, because I'm like, bro, I'm tired of our people just leaving that are doing things that can actually be as of a really big impact in San Antonio. So that definitely touched me big.
But I mean, your process is your process, because I think it's funny because Calvin was gone for 2 years. I was gone for 8. But a year ago, I did the same thing. I moved back, so I was like, I want to be in the space that made me. And so I think regardless of your process and how long it takes, I think we have the greatest impact when we go back, and it's grassroots where we started. Because we know the process, you know the school system, you know where the gaps are, and the fact that we can recognize the gaps. I believe we're the ones sent to fill them. Because a lot of people don't see them. A lot of people just see like the surface level of San Antonio, and they don't understand why it's not working. But to be able to have the mind to be like, okay, I know it's not working because these two pieces need to switch places, right? To be the engineer, you know, and to be able to move stuff behind the scenes, that's huge. And that you have an eye for San Antonio and Houston. And so however long it takes, definitely returning to where you started.
For sure.
come back.
Yeah, and I look at it like sometimes you have to separate to elevate.
Yes.
So I feel like me going off, because it's, everything is going good here, but it's a lot of things that I really want to learn how to do from a business standpoint and a community standpoint. So for me going out there, testing that culture out, looking at it and taking my notes, and I continue to build. And then once I get back, it's like, okay, I did this when I was here, but now we're on something different. And when I do come back, hopefully we get a physical location. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Put a location here in San Antonio, then go on to Houston and put another one.
Yeah.
These two would be the home bases. And then from there, we branch that out and continue to multiply our efforts.
I think leaving is huge. I was just having that conversation
sure.
with Clay. I think if you stay where you're from, if
She
you
just
stay
said my
where
name
you're
publicly,
from,
y'all.
look at me, Sebastian. Look
This
at
is
me.
this is
Look at
record
me,
breaking
and me
right
and you
here.
are talking.
This is
okay?
record breaking.
So
record breaker, my man. We need to have
so nobody knew who he was.
We need to have breaking news going to breaking news. Yasmin
LeBron,
is just,
don't do it.
Hey, breaking news. Yasmin has just identified the boot.
Yes, she did.
I think it's really important.
Yeah.
Back to regular.
To get out, because you can tell. We were just saying you can tell when people have gotten out because they just bring like a new perspective and
for
they
sure.
bring just innovative approaches to the same issues. Because when you stay in a space with the same people who make you comfortable being who you are, and you don't have to grow, you don't have to change to be embraced by this group of people. You're going to be complacent because you're comfortable in every aspect, know, but when you get out and you're around a group of people who may show up differently or communicate differently, all these things differently, you're forced to grow and really evaluate yourself and become you outside of the group of friends that you've been with since middle school.
Yeah.
Or even college, because college are transformative years and you're growing into yourself, but you get a group of people and you just grow together. And then when you separate, you're forced to evaluate you alone.
Exactly.
And I think it's so huge to get out, even once you settle somewhere, right? Get out for a year and come back. I know San Antonio isn't home, but I think that is absolutely right. Like, you have to move around or you're just going to get complacent.
Yeah, for sure.
And your mindset isn't going to elevate above.
Yeah.
Just come back, bro.
Yeah.
That's all I ask. I don't care what you do, man. I don't care what you do. Just come back. Yeah. But and we also mentioned, it's something you could touch on a little bit as well. You talked about the leadership in San Antonio, and you talked about how that kind of drives you and it irritates you a little bit. So if you don't mind giving us a little touch on your, what irritates you in terms of the leadership out here.
I feel like the leadership here is lacking, especially from a older person standpoint, from a younger person. Being at UTSA, you don't really see too many African American professors, so I really didn't have that leadership there. The first leadership that I got here was Councilman Shaw, the former councilman.
Okay.
Me and him had developed a good relationship, and he kind of motivated me and inspired me, and kind of mentored me for a while.
Because he's also from Houston.
Yeah,
right?
he's from Houston.
He's
Yeah,
also
exactly. And me and him, we hit it off pretty good, and he taught me a lot. And it's like, if I would have had another mentor 2 years earlier, I probably could have started this entertaining a lot earlier, and you never know what could have happened. And it's like, we need that here, and especially with the kids. When I go and speak to them, a lot of them be like, well, I don't have nobody's telling me anything. My teacher can only do so much. I don't have that at home.
Right.
So it's like, where's the leadership? And then it's like, when you put somebody in a position to win, you never know what that can happen. And for me, my barber was telling me, he was like, there's a you in that classroom that needs you. And that's what always kept inspiring me, because he was like, you never know what seeds you're planting when you go and speaking to the kids.
Right.
And if it feel like it's just one-on-one of me out here. But if there was multiple people like me, and then there was the older people who were doing this inside the classrooms, you never know what our communities can be like. So I feel like San Antonio lacks that a lot.
You have to duplicate. Like, you have to make a duplicate.
Yeah.
You have to. And I think that's been more important for me when I've been on that. Like, when I was, slight plug real quick, when I was in college, my senior year, I was the SGA president of my university, right? And the biggest thing that I knew I did was I duplicated myself. So the year after I graduated, I knew who was going to be the SGA president, right?
Yeah.
The year after they graduated, I knew who was going to be the SGA president.
Yeah.
Because when I was the SGA president, I had a junior and a sophomore that was like right here.
Yeah.
And every time I would talk to them, I was motivating them, letting them know, hey, this is what I like, this is what I'm passionate about, these are the things that I brung to being the SGA president. But the more I could go back to HT right now, I know exactly who the SGA president is, know exactly what their goals are, what they're trying to do, everything like that. And every time I go back, whoever the SGA president is, they know about Cal.
Yeah.
They know how I influence this campus. They know how I influence this organization.
Yeah.
And that's going to be something that can go on as long as I go to homecoming, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Cal. He was the former SGA president about 5 or whatever years ago. But, I want you to like concentrate on that as well, because I'm not talking to you like, you know, I'm just saying because you're actually re-inspiring me in a way like, bro, like you 22, you on fire right now. This is some of the things you're doing, bro. Make sure you duplicate yourself, bro, because you know you may have partners, you may have a team, etc., but you need somebody that's gonna be just like knowing who Sebastian is and knowing the way he moves, knowing what his goals are, knowing the things that, because indeed you never come back. We at least have somebody here that's just as influential as you are. So I definitely want to leave that with you as well, for sure. Because that leadership thing, you talk about the leadership, and I think it's important because what a lot of kids don't see is consistency. Right?
Yeah.
These kids are so excited. Oh man, Sebastian's coming, and then
He's gone.
he ain't there, right?
Yeah.
So it's important that you have that fire starter that comes right behind you. As soon as you leave, they in the next YMCA like, man, forget Sebastian. I know he ain't here, but I'm here now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's important that
You'll
kids
never
see
be
consistency.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Be forgotten.
Exactly. You know, I thought she was being sarcastic, guys. My bad. I didn't really look like.
Yeah, fix your eye.
You right. My
Little
bad.
raggedy eye.
My bad,
But
my bad.
okay, real quick, because I asked and Calvin hated it a little bit before. Why did you pick a 501c3? Why did you go the nonprofit route? So we can argue with Calvin.
That's a good question. Honestly, I didn't really know which way I wanted to do it. I just feel like that route would be a lot easier to get a lot of more inclusive work. And I feel like with that, you got a lot of companies who are willing to give. Now, if they see a for-profit, a lot of them are very skeptical when you have to go through so much to actually even get their help. So I feel like, okay, if this is a community thing, let's just do the nonprofit route. And then from there, I'll take our Define Success, which is, everything we do. I'll take that and turn that into the for-profit. And then we'll fund our own self through our LLC. So that's the way I wanted to do it. I feel like that'd be a lot easier. But
We know. Because companies have to get rid of money, right? They're going to give it away.
Yeah,
they have to give it away. It's a tax break.
Yeah.
So why not be the bucket you throw it in?
I would just say,
And it
for
goes
me,
right back into our community. Sebastian, don't leave me hanging.
So they
Brand
say.
together.
So they say. So my biggest thing was I was presented with the same opportunity where I could have made my business a 501, or I could have just said it's all profit. The only thing about me is that I'm passionate about the things that I do. So therefore, when you get involved with these 501s, they have a say on some of the things that, like you just stated, what you can't do is what you can do. If I wanted to create a scholarship, well, they got to have a 3.5. Well, I don't want the person with a 3.5. Right? I want the person with a 2.7.
Yeah.
I want the person with a 2.5.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want someone else to dictate what I want to do. And when you involve yourself with these 501s and these different companies that won't offer you money because you're not giving this person the scholarship that has a 3.5, you're deterring me from what I want to do. I want to impact the person that is not going to get the scholarship because they're not the first person on your list.
Exactly.
And I feel like if I would have went that route, I would have had less control on the things that I want to do for myself. So I actually, same route, but the different way. I want to grow my profits and I want to grow my San Antonio's very own brand to the point to where it can sustain itself and then also filter out my scholarships the way I want to say and do the certain things that I want to do and I'm going to be profiting my 501c when I get there. Same route. I do eventually think that I will gravitate towards a 501 later on the line, but right now it's about me growing my profits. Where you are growing your organizational skills, experience, different companies, etc. You're doing the same thing, but then, like you just said, it's gonna get to a point to where after that 501's done, I'm then gonna create my LLC, and then my LLC will then reverse take care of my non-profit in which every way I want to. So I'm just doing it the same way, but
same way,
just in reverse. So that's only my only argument is that when you get
It's
involved
not even
in
a good argument. Like,
it is really.
If it's your nonprofit,
Sebastian
nobody controls it. You have control over who donates
No, but when you
money,
start
or
asking-
you can tell them, "Hey, this is what it's for," and you just got to find the right supporters. People aren't going to be like, "Oh my God, Calvin, I'm not going to give you money."
No, watch this.
If
Hold up,
most
Sebastian.
people are rooting for the underdog anyway. It's
Okay,
2019.
sounds good.
It's 2019. So if you tell them this is what my scholarship is for, maybe Coke is going to tell you no, but Pepsi's like, you know what?
Press rewind.
You know
to
what?
the beginning of this show.
You know what? I really like what
Press
Calvin is
rewind.
doing. I'm gonna give him this 5 G's, or you create both at the same time. And
What
be
I
like,
want y'all to do
you
is
know
grab
what,
that little
IRS?
red button
You know
and
what?
slide it to the left.
IRS, I'm not gonna give you all this money at the end. I'm just gonna put it into my own nonprofit and put it back into the community.
I would like to call Sebastian to the stand, Your Honor. Sebastian.
Why is he putting an H?
It sounded like if you reverse this video, some of the reasons why he was talking about the companies when he first started talking about the companies like HEB Valero.
Yeah.
When you start requesting or asking for money from these companies that
He was
have
talking
it,
about a job.
no,
Yes.
kind of, whatever.
Yes,
He can attest to it because I'm pretty sure he's gonna agree with me. But anyway, when you start requesting when you start trying to go for these big companies that have the money, and you're wanting to do a big event or something like that, they can shake their money down.
Most of them won't.
No, that's not true.
Depending on the cost. I was in nonprofit management for 6 years.
So?
You know how easy it is to get a check from them?
Plug.
Slight plug.
I mean, it is easy, but the thing is, it's like when you so for example, if I come to you with a platform of what I want, and I'm like, this is what I'm requesting money for, you're gonna have somebody that's gonna do their little detail lawyer work,
Absolutely.
and they're gonna say, well, sir, I'm sorry, but for example, say like say you don't appreciate guys at SAG, right? Say in my platform I want this person to get money because he SAGs or whatever. You'll look at that and be like, well, I'm sorry, sir, we don't actually give money to people that be sagging. It's like you could want something a certain way, I could present it to your company, and you could deny me for the little thing.
Okay, that's like going to a belt company and saying, hey, can we have $2,000 for the scholarship for the people who SAGs? Like, when you're asking for money, you need to make sure that your mission and your
it's
culture...
obviously an example. Yes,
Let
but
me
it
help
wasn't
Let me help them. Your mission and your culture, you always want to do business and even like community work with companies that align with your mission. So you're not gonna go to a damn belt company and say I'm gonna make a sagging,
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said
it.
it. So let's ask Sebastian. Sorry.
He doesn't know your name.
Let's ask. No, I do. I'm
No,
just gonna call you.
he could be
I'm
on
just gonna
my
call you
side.
Seabad.
Yeah.
Seabad. But anyway, all right. So
Let's change
with
his
your
name.
mission
Yeah.
and your statement,
Yeah.
have you been successful? I guess the better question would be, since you started your 501, have you had the experience with the companies or the larger companies?
What are the challenges you face?
Okay.
I guess
okay.
you could say it like
Yeah.
that. I was trying to be more detailed so I could get the answer I wanted.
I know, but we're
Go
gonna get the
ahead. I'm
real
sorry,
answer.
you go.
What are the challenges you face?
The challenges I faced, the first one was like a lot of those big companies. They want to see everything. They want to see records, the financial statements. And my thing is,
You could be like Trump and
I don't
say,
feel
no, you ain't seen
I
none
don't
of
feel
that.
comfortable just lending that over. You know, and I feel like, and at a certain point, you know, me and my girlfriend were saying, it's like you kind of they want you to sell out to a certain extent. And my thing was, okay, we're not going to do it like that. We're going to do the social entrepreneurship aspect. So we're going to take our services, we're going to charge people for it, and that's how we'll fund ourselves. And like me and her were saying, we don't want to rely on grants. Because I met a lot of companies who was like, oh, we got $100,000 in grants this year. 2 years later, they're out of business. Right. My thing is, I want to keep money going. So we're going to, I think our budget is 5% grants. And then we have everything else allocated towards everything else that we do. So I kind of take it, I kind of try to put a thing together where it's like we do our own thing, but we do the companies where if we want the companies to help, then we'll reach out, and then it's kind of like a public thing for them. You know, if it looks good
Right.
on their
Get your
behalf.
name on something.
Yeah, so and that's the way I tackle it.
Exactly. I mean, you watch Power. Just
Yeah.
kind of like exactly what my man was doing to Ghost, right? It's like he's going to use a blackface to get the grant that he wants for his business, and Ghost is standing up like, nah, this is my project.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? This is my project. It's the exact same thing where it's like now you have this person that's trying to buy out Ghost, but Ghost already has his money. Right? I don't need your money. So whatever you think you can do for me, you really can't, because I can fund myself.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think we're all saying the same thing, just different routes,
Yeah,
different
different routes, yeah.
strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
I just wanted to argue with you.
Yeah, facts. But I feel your vibe, bro. Like I said, keep focusing on duplicating yourself. For me, that would be my biggest thing to you, bro. Is definitely duplicate yourself, and because you're there, bro.
Yeah.
You're mentally, you're there. You have the capacity to do a lot of great things. I definitely feel like you should lay your foot somewhere. Obviously in Texas, when you're actually coming ready to impact wherever you go. But I definitely wanted to touch before we go a little bit about Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? The Nipsey vibe. What was Nipsey to you?
He was like
I'm up here. I got a friend sweating.
he was my biggest inspiration. It was like a big brother that I never had. You know, watching interviews, listening to the music. I feel like he was somebody that was like always talking to me through different ways. And my grandma always told me, you know, God talks to you in different ways. And I felt like, you know, he was always, you know, preaching stuff to me. And whether it's through music or interviews. And with him, he was like, Pac was my biggest inspiration. But him and Nipsey go hand in hand in a certain aspect. So I feel like I wasn't alive when Pac was here, so I really didn't, you know, get that. But now I got the Nipsey, so I feel like he was 97. Oh, actually, that was like a year, but I mean, Jesus. Yeah.
Made me feel old.
But yeah, he was a big inspiration to me, and like, you know, I listened to pretty much everything, watch all the interviews, soaked up all the game as I could. One of the biggest things for me was "Making Million While You're Young." That song, and then I think at the beginning he plays like an interview with Don Peoples, the real estate guy. I took that and I was like, okay, let me go study this. That's how I learned. Okay, the first thing I want to do is get into real estate, things like that. When he talked about Real Big, you know, that song. I listen to that every day. You know, when I watched it at the funeral when they played it, Marsha, the one that sung it, that touched my heart. You know, that was my song, and I listen to that every day, especially when I'm getting ready for something. I always listen to that as my inspiration. So he was kind of like a God's voice for me.
Man, that's big, man. Cause Nipsey to me, man. Jeez.
Okay, Calvin. He has so many words.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I haven't been able to get him off my chest yet, man.
Yeah, it's
We've had 3 talk shows and I haven't been able to get what I feel off my chest.
You don't have
Yes.
enough time because you
You're right.
have a lot of words.
You're right.
Sebastian, you're going to OKC. When do you leave?
July 5th.
Oh, like you going?
I'm
Yeah.
telling
You out the door.
We out here.
Okay, so will your foundation still be functioning in Texas?
Yeah. So right now we're getting ready for fall.
Okay.
So we have a Christmas gala is what we're doing in Houston. I'm planning that for December.
Okay.
Right now I'm working on getting our youth summits here. I actually have a call next week with the Eastside Boys and Girls Club, so we can see how we can get that plugged in. And then I'm also working with CIS to get a few dates on my schedule, so I can already have some visits out here for the kids. But yeah, we're still gonna be here. No matter if I'm in Oklahoma, Australia, I'm still gonna make sure I take care of San Antonio because this city took care of me. You know, like I said, A-Leaf raised me, but I feel like San Antonio made me the man that I am today. So
Come on.
A-Leaf made me. S.A. raised me.
Anywho, tell people how they can. Okay, Theron just crip walked. I don't know what's happening.
I wish we had a camera back there.
How can people support you? Where can people find you? Your website, all that good stuff.
okay, so you can find me on Instagram. My personal Instagram is @Sebastian J Sanders. Our Sanders Hand is @SandersHand.org. Our website is www.sandershand.org. Our Facebook is DSandersHand. And then you can always reach out through DM, send us an email, send me a message. And LinkedIn, I'm pretty big on LinkedIn too, and you can connect with me on there at Sebastian Sanders.
Damn.
What's the best way they can support you? Like,
The best way to support, go to our website is www.sandershand.org and become a monthly donor. And then from there, it's like a monthly subscription of like a Netflix. You know, you $10 a month, goes towards our programs. That's going to support our kids. That's going to help us, give out more and do more within our communities.
it's $120 a year to support your community.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah, and we spend $10 on anything, so
Yeah.
Hello.
yeah.
Hey man, I might donate something this Thursday.
He will donate something, and we'll update you next show of how much he donated.
Show the receipt and everything.
Because
I'll
San
show the
Antonio's
receipt.
very own loves San Antonio's kids.
Facts for sure.
Yes,
You know what
sir.
I'm saying? SAVO.
What you got going on, Calvin? What's next? What's up?
Sheesh, you know what I'm saying? Schedule's so busy.
Short version.
I really don't have nothing going on right now. I'm just,
Melanin and Mimosas
Oh,
is
yeah.
June 2nd.
See, you pick up where I fall off.
When's the next one?
June 2nd, and then we're having 2 in June.
Because we're going to
We're
let you
having
do
two
your
in
thing
June.
on Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, we're having 2 in June. That's been an amazing vibe. Other than that, man, we're just blessing people. Just kind of like, doing our thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm hosting this thing for Fluent Influence on
Yeah,
June 8th. It's
I
going to
saw
be
that. I saw
so good. It's all about putting San Antonio. No, they're doing Ebony and LaMarcus are doing their
Yeah,
thing, but it's
those
all
are
about
my
putting
people.
San Antonio.
East Central is where they went.
Okay.
Well, that's where Ebony went.
Please don't throw that up because
I'm
you
just
know
letting
Calvin
you
can't
know.
do math, Calvin can't spell.
You see?
He made it
You know
out.
what I'm saying? Definitely.
No, but Fluent Influence is doing like a 90s party, and it's just to uplift the city. It's all local artists, local DJ. Everybody's donating their time, and anything made from charity bar is going to go back to the community. And I mean, everybody is just donating their time to lift up the city, and so I'm super excited about it.
That's what's up.
It's
That's
gonna be
what's up. That's what's up. I will say I am planning something, but that'll be done in, like I said, a couple of months. In a couple months, I will explain.
So basically, you just told us you weren't going to tell us.
Yeah.
Bet.
But be ready because this, for me, this next venture that I'm about to do, I think that's gonna be another little. Like I said, I'm doing my work. So when I come for my goal that I'm really achieving, you can't argue the facts.
I'm definitely going to argue with you.
You can't.
I will.
You can't. The
Watch
resume
me.
speaks itself. The
Sebastian,
resume
you
speaks
are
itself. Yeah, real
absolutely
talk, man.
amazing.
I appreciate you
Thank
for coming,
you.
man. For real. Thank you for fitting us in.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because hey, look, in a couple years, you're going to have You gonna have some damn agents standing behind him like this.
And this interview would have costed a little bit more. You gotta put free today.
Hey, Kevin Hart's coldest balls, the dude's standing there right there the whole time. Young.
Didn't watch it. It's all right. That joke. Thank you so much for coming. You are amazing.
Real talk.
You're about
Appreciate
to turn OKC out
Yeah.
in the best way possible. Excited,
Come back.
Excited
Yeah,
for
I'll be
Pepsi.
back.
Help them because they've made a couple snafus.
Yeah.
In the diversity
Yeah.
realm, and so just help them out. They got Cardi on now, so
Yeah, I seen that.
you and Cardi, it should be good.
Yeah.
We're super excited for you. We appreciate you.
Real talk, man. Appreciate you for coming again,
No
man.
problem, man. Thank you so much.
All right,
Shout
man.
out to DJ Original.
Yeah, shout out, my man's. My man's getting.
Ah.
My man's been working, man. My man's been working. Proud of my man, man. You know, been working, man. Getting this up.
We love y'all. Be safe. We will see you next week. Maybe Calvin will be on time.
Nobody knows that.